This car was brought to me to diagnose it, and this is the fault code in it. So this is the fault code in the system. O2 sensor circuit, which is sensor 2. I don't think the sensor is available. And this is my main fault code. So what I'll do is mass airflow sensor. What I'll do is let me go to live data and try and read the fault code and see. Let me start the engine and let me see if I'll get any reading on the mass airflow sensor. So this is the mass airflow sensor, and I'm not getting any voltage. Sorry, I'm not getting any reading on the mass airflow sensor, but for the oxygen sensor bound 2, I'm getting some voltage. Could be that the sensor is there, but just that the heater side is off. So my main target is the mass airflow sensor. So what I'll do is let me check the fault code again. I think it is circuit low, which means there is absence of ground. Circuit low means there is either circuit low means there is absence of power, which is a positive signal. So it can be a 5 volt or a 12 volt power, which is not going to that side. So let me check my wiring diagram and know the wires before I go in there to do my testing. So for my wiring diagram, there is the mass airflow sensor and there is the oxygen sensor. But when you check this pin 2, when you check pin 2, all of them looks like they go to one, like it's a shared power also, I think. Yeah. So let me move to the next page, which is 27, 28 and 31. Let me move to the next page. So from the next page, let me see where. So from the next page, 28, 27 goes to the secondary air, and 31 goes to this secondary air injection. Then 27 goes up. So let me trace it, and 27 goes to this fuse. So it tells me that it is a fuse power. So let me go and test for 12 volt. If I'm able to get 12 volt on pin 2, fine. But if I'm not able to get 12 volt on pin 2, that means there is an issue with this fuse, or this fuse is blown. That's why the mass airflow sensor is not working. So let me go and do that test and continue. So this is my wiring. This is my airflow sensor. I don't think I can remove it. This is my airflow sensor. So what I'm going to do is, I think this is pin 2. You can see pin 1. You can see the pin labeling. Pin 1. So I'll test this pin 2 and see. So what I'll do is, I've connected my multimeter to battery ground, and I have to test my equipment and make sure my multimeter is giving me 12 volt. So test power, and my multimeter gives me 12 volt. So let me plug it in here. I'm getting no voltage. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to turn the key on and see if the voltage will change. So now what I've done is, I've turned the key on and the voltage remains the same. Let me test and see. So this one is 0, this one is also 0, and this one is 0. So what I'm doing is, let me test this one once again, and it is 1.5 volts, which is not up to. So what I can do now is, I'll use my test light to supply battery voltage to it. Then I'll see if I'll have any issue, because it connects to a splice, so it will distribute the power to the other component which needs power. So let me do that and see the results I'll get. Test light the test light is not on. I've connected it to it, and I've connected it to battery positive. So now I'm reading 12 volt. So what I'm going to do is, I'm coming to read. So let me read the fault code again and see if it might go to history. Well, after reading it, I will cycle the ignition and see if this fault code will change or something, because it looks like it's a fuse issue. Because when I check the connection, all of them connects to. So erase them, and I've cycled the ignition, and let me scan the vehicle and see if it will come up again, if the fault code will come up again. So now it tells me no fault code. Let me cycle the ignition and go back and read it again, and read it, and there is no fault code. So what I'm going to do is let me go to live data and start the vehicle and see if the mass airflow is going to read this time. And there is no read over there. So let me check my battery voltage. It could be that my test light is not giving it enough voltage. That one can also be. So what I'll do is let me check the fuses and fix it. So after running it a while now, when I did a test, I've connected my test light to battery ground so that I'll see if the light will turn on, because even after that I'm still having that same issue. So let me start the vehicle, and you can see when I turn on the key, the test light will turn on. Or let me run the vehicle. You can see my test light is on, which tells me that there's power on that side. So it is the sensor which is faulty. So I'll speak to the client to replace the sensors. So the oxygen sensor, so you can see my test light is on, and it has come up again, that pending. So it tells me that my mass airflow sensor is faulty, and my oxygen sensor heater circuit, it could be that the sensor itself is faulty. So I'll speak to the client to replace the sensor. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. The client about it, and he brought another map sensor. So I'll replace this map sensor with the old one and check if I'll get any reading from it. Mass airflow. So I'll start it and see if this one will start reading. So auto scan it and see if I'll be able to. I'm using the OBD so that I can get the reading. So now the vehicle is not running. I want to scan it and erase all the fault code and see the fault code that I'll get back. So now it is scanned successfully. Let me just erase all the fault code. No fault code in the system. So let me go to live data and see if I'll be able to see. So now the engine is not running. I want to select some few data. Mass airflow. Those are the important ones. Let me show those ones. So now let me start the vehicle. And you can see that now the mass airflow sensor is reading. So it tells me that it was a faulty sensor. So I'll just do 1 or 2 changes. And you can see the amount of air it is pulling. So let me see if it has a map sensor also. That's all the data I have. So let me see and wait and see if I can get the mass airflow sensor. It's too high for me. You see that it's reading too high for me. It's reading too high. So let me wait for the car to idle. And the RPM is up a bit. So let's see. The most important thing is now the mass airflow sensor is reading. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel for more videos. Now as the RPM is dropping, the mass airflow too is dropping. So I'll keep monitoring it and see what's going on with the system.